Hello and welcome. We are at the Lego house in Billund, Denmark, and we are about to look around their red zone. Now, their red zone is where everybody's guests' models get put on display if they're good enough, I guess. So there's a huge amount of bricks in the middle where you can just sit down and build and do whatever. And then if members of staff really like them, instead of breaking them up at the end of the day, they will then put them to one side and they will get put behind this cabinet, because a lot of the writing in front of these models, it just says guest of Lego house. One or two of them do have the name on, but that is where all of these come from. So with in and around the different coloured zones, you do have zones where you do build specific things. You've got for fish, you've got them for plants, and all the car races and everything else which you've seen on the tour. But this area is where people just sit down and they build, and then there's these amazing displays with everything on, which just looks absolutely fantastic. It's just a really nice touch from the Lego house that they recognise that your work, and people then try and get their bits and pieces into these cabinets. So that's another reason why you can spend so long at the Lego house just making different bits and pieces. So all of these have just been created by the guests. What have you spotted? Let me know. Put it in the comments below what your favourite one is. If you've managed to get your work behind one of these cabinets, again, please let me know. I would imagine it changes all the time, because every time I've gone to the house, it's been a completely different thing on display in here. So you have multiple ones to come, but this is from the 2021 season, September time, I do believe. So if you're keeping track of the date, that is when it was. So maybe your work might have been in here. So let me know if it was. I would love to know what your piece was and how long it took you to do, because all of them look absolutely fantastic. But let me know your favourite one, put it in the comments below. And if you've been to this zone or you've been to the house, again, please let me know, because I always like to know what people's opinions are of this facility, because I think it's absolutely fantastic, because it's got a perfect mix for adults and children. And as you can see, people have obviously spent a huge amount of time just building different bits and pieces, because what they've done very, very cleverly is they have got like a Duplo brick build area directly behind on the other side, so the little ones can, the young ones can just mess around in the Duplo pit, while the parents can just make these wonderful displays, or these models, shall I say, to be put out on display if they get spotted by the members of staff. But yeah, there's a lot you can spot. There's a lot of Mario ones. There is one lying around somewhere which you'll have to see that isn't in the glass cabinet, so it would have been interesting to know if the same person had come back and just built another one, just to see if they'll pick that up and put it in with all the others. But let us know what your favourite ones are. But this is all that is in this area. Huge bit to build, lots and different bits and pieces to see, and then in a little bit throughout the video we will have a look at the Duplo area. And also we have got something exciting to look at from I do believe he was the winner of the Master Builders. So one of the winners from the TV show in the centre has his bits and pieces in the glass cabinets. It's either him and the runners-up, or all of the models that are on show are all of his through the different stages of his competition. And again, unlike the Legoland parks, all of this is to Lego brick and minifigure scale. So the displays that the gentlemen's, the chaps, shall I say, have done, the team of two, all of their displays are to minifigure scale. The minifigures are used, and there's lots of sets that I can spot that they've added in as well. So that was a real nice display. So we are about to come up to that in a second, because we're going to finish on a nice rabbit and bear, I do believe. So you've got a rabbit in the hat, and then it's a bear or a teddy bear. Teddy bear that we finish off. Right, so these are the two chaps, and that is their display, and it just says, can you introduce your Lego masterpiece? Why did you sign up to Lego Masters? Who inspired you? What inspired you? And also, what are you most proud of? And they said about using different elements and different things like that, and hidden techniques. And then we got a massive display behind the glass cabinet, which you can lean in and get some really nice photos and things. But as you can see, it is roped off, so luckily they've got zoom on the camera, so it's ideal. But what sets can you spot that they've sort of tried to copy and do? What themes do you think they've tried to copy? Because I'm assuming this would have just been glued together and then sent down to the Lego house directly from the show. I don't know what series this is from. I don't know if it's their local one, or if it's come over from the Americans or the Australians, or I don't know where that team was from. But if you do know and you do recognise these builds, please let me know, because I couldn't quite figure it out because it was so busy around the plaques. There's so many people looking at this and just doing different bits and pieces, but it's so impressive. There's so much on display, there's so much to see. But let me know which is your favourite, because I think there's 3 big displays. So that was the second. This one I do like because it's got a load of figures in that looks like it's at a concert. I thought this is very cleverly done. You've got the DJ just a little bit further up, and then you've got all the different bits and pieces on the floor here, and then you've got all the hidden things underground, and there's just a lot of detail and a lot of everything to look at. And the amount of actual minifigures that they've used is insane. They've used so many of them. But let me know what your favourite bits is. I like the truck that's falling into the water, very clever, because it's taking the front wheels off, and you can see the train track that goes into the tunnel. But this is one of those places where it's just sort of a magnet to draw people into, just because it is so popular. But I'm lucky because the day that I came, this day was actually nice and quiet, so it wasn't too bad because it was during the week, if I remember. But yes, you've got the carnival float as well, and then you've got the really nice butterflies. And it's just crazy to think that all these were designed for a competition straight off the bat of somebody's head, and obviously they would have had 8, 10, 12 hours or whatever it is to try and get these developed and done. But out of these 3 different ones, let me know what your favourite one is, which one you prefer, and again, if you can remember what show it's from, that would be absolutely fantastic as well, because I do not recognise what series this is from. So what we are about to do, we're about to spin it round, and we're about to have a look at some of the Duplo bits and pieces as well, and just see how close it is, because it's all within this red area. So this red area, like all the other colourful areas, are massive. But that's a display cabinet that we looked at to start with. That was directly behind me, and now we're going to the Duplo brick builder, where it's like a nice big Duplo Duplo bin, where people can just put loads of different bits and pieces together. And this is also where the famous waterfall is. So you have your little Duplo waterfall here, and then we spin round and pan round, you'll see all the building bays where there's loads and loads of bricks, and obviously it's seasonal colours as well. So if you go over at Halloween, it'll be more oranges and blacks, and then at Christmas, obviously you've got more green, red, whites, and so on and so forth. So it's very much a case of when you go, there'll be different themes. But that is that, guys, so I'm going to leave it there. But if you could like it, subscribe, and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tour. You guys take care, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.